Hi, some of you might know that after I learned the basics of Python a few years ago, that I started to learn a little bit about graphical user interfaces or GUIs. I did a deep dive first into tkinter, and um, I got comfortable with it, but it was a lot of repetitive stuff in there, and uh, some of the things you wanted to do with it. It seemed a roundabout way of doing it and everything. And I started looking for a different GUI for Python, and I come across this PySimpleGUI, and I took a deep dive into it, learned all I could about it, and I actually made 18 or 19 videos with tips on it. Uh, like I said, I made them so I would remember, and they've gotten a few views, so I hope others have gotten some use out of them as well. Anyhow, about a year or a year and a half ago, PySimpleGUI decided that they wanted to start making money off of their his investment, and I guess it's basically a one-man show with a couple of part-time people helping him out and everything. And I understand that, somebody uh, has a thinks they have a way of making money off the internet. It's hard to justify making money off the internet, um, anyhow. But he made it like under a paywall, and you had to buy a license and everything. He still had a hobbyist license for a while, but you still had to go through some hoops to be able to use it and everything. And I was checking it out just today, and I said, "Man, what's going on here?" Because later, a little bit down the page here, PySimpleGUI shut down, and basically, he's telling you that we gave it our best shot. 7 years of attempting to make this a sustainable project, and I guess it wasn't making him enough money and everything. And um, I before he went commercial with it, I had donated um, not an inconsiderable amount of money for a hobbyist to help out with the thing and everything. And I thought, yeah, I don't mind giving him this guy a couple $100 and everything. And um, anyhow, he still went through with the paywall, and I just kept my hobbyist license because I wasn't going to make any kind of project out of it where you're going to do that. And I got a feeling that a lot of people aren't going to make like a to sell project from uh, Python with a GUI based. I think that most people that are going to do Python are probably going to go the web based idea anyhow. And I just, I thought that that PySimpleGUI was a really good thing and everything. And but I couldn't see it for a commercial application. And actually, he goes down here to say, and I don't know, he's pulling these numbers out of somewhere, but he's saying that he's released that, and there's been 100,000 version 5 users, and he thinks that tens of thousands of them were large corporate users. But I guess only 600 people paid the $99 for the commercial license. So what's that, about $60,000? So yeah, I can see where he might be a little upset about that. Um, I guess he went into this with the idea that he was going to, make a mint off of it and everything. And uh, he definitely his write up in here is pretty much saying that good luck and everything. And the good thing was is that because he had um, through PySimpleGUI 4, he had the license where you could use it, and uh, as long as you gave attribution to that it came from him, you could do with it what you wanted. And I guess some people had the forethought to uh, uh, the thing is everything is done on GitHub now, and so I guess they forked it on GitHub, and even all his documentation was on GitHub, and I guess people forked that as well. And uh, that's a little bit farther down here. He's talking about the hobbyist, and um, he said you'll find thousands of copies on GitHub of this version 4, and at least one doing having community supported where they're taking actually uh, looking into any bugs that they find and everything. And he doesn't tell you who they are and anything, but I'm pretty good at Googling, so I did find it. And there's a user, Spy Young Tech or something like that, or SP Young Tech. I don't know what it is, but he actually forked it and called it FreeSimpleGUI, and he tells you down here at the end of his GitHub that the free forever Python simple GUI software, and basically it is the same as PySimpleGUI version 4. I didn't tell you this, but I guess, like I say, the fellow that had PySimpleGUI, I guess he got disgruntled, and he actually took down all his documentation, and uh, it's his right. It was his work and everything, but thank goodness that the license was this way, and that there's people that are willing to step up to continue it along. But I think they're doing it without his blessings for sure. But I just been looking at stuff, and only thing you really have to do for any of your programs is change it from PySimpleGUI, import PySimpleGUI as SG to import FreeSimpleGUI as SG. So it's one line of code that you have to change on your thing. I've tested out quite a few of my uh, tutorials that I made, and they all seem to work just fine with it. Um, I so they it's working great, and they actually, like I said, they borrowed his GitHub of all the documentation. So you still have all the documentation on it, and it's still got PySimpleGUI because you had to attribute it to him. So so that's what it is. And some of the, like I said, some of the code has been updated to include this, but a lot of the things are still saying PySimpleGUI on them and stuff like that, right down here, the PySimpleGUI family and stuff. And like I said, it's very nice that they were able to get this documentation and everything, and they got the call references, which is this is this is where you want to be for if you want to know what you can do with certain elements, and the elements of your GUI and everything. But anyhow, that's um, basically, and I have updated I had a playlist of, it used to say PySimpleGUI tips. Now it's FreeSimpleGUI tips. I've renamed them all. I haven't changed any of the videos. They're going to still say PySimpleGUI when you're using them. But I'll put this video in the uh, playlist as well, so people know that they can pretty much just change that one line of code, and they should continue to work with whatever, with the FreeSimpleGUI. The good thing is like I said, um, I pip installed it on my VS Code, and it pip installed just fine. So all you have to do is, like I said, just pip install it, and you're good to go. So everything's good, and like I said, this is now it says FreeSimpleGUI instead of PySimpleGUI, and we'll run it, and it brings up one of my tutorials, and it seems to work just fine. So I guess that's all I need to say. I'm glad that there was somebody that had the foresight to look into it, and grab the license that they could that was publicly available, and is continuing with the project. And if I find a way to help them out a little bit with a little bit of money, I'll probably do that as well. Anything, thanks for watching. Glad to have my favorite GUI back, even under a different name. Have a good day.